another day of my challenge. Thank you so much for supporting me, for commenting. This is so precious. I feel really loved. It is very special to me. And I've been thinking about the relationship of a student and teacher, of someone who comes to learn something, maybe a client and a therapist too. And that what I notice, that in reality, these are very interchangeable roles, that in a deeper reality, we are all souls that are exchanging energy. And I notice it again and again, that I get healing from my clients. Something that I never remember anyone talking to me about as a clinical psychologist in training. That it's just something that is really much more mutual. And that it's almost as if our souls are wanting to play different games. Sometimes we want to play a game where we are giving, and sometimes we want to play a game where we are receiving. And we play all these roles during the lifetime. And I also have been thinking about why the role of the teacher in some ways difficult to me. There is a part of me that resists it. And when I think about it, it's just what I have to teach seems to be so simple. It's literally 1 or 2 sentences. One is that the way we are is perfect. And we are in the process of unlearning anything contrary to that we accumulated over centuries of religious, governmental, societal philosophy that says this is not the case. So, it's just something that takes a while. It takes a while. And then the second part is how can we, in my observation, most effectively to unlearn that something is wrong with us is by being plunged into the sensations, into the body, and being plunged, I on purpose say in this I don't know the name of this time in English, but that it's something that I'm on ongoing basis I'm doing. It's not just pay attention. Oh, I'm paying attention for 5 minutes and then I'm doing something different, or I'm sitting to meditation for 30 minutes. Actually, it would be incredibly beneficial if you put this to your single mission in life, to be present. To be present from moment to moment. Yes, the mind will wander off. But what I realized that the more I did it, the more things began to come to the awareness. And then the other part of this presencing, what I found so extremely helpful to have more love for myself, to experience energy flows, was to open loving space, infuse that field where things come into my awareness with compassion, with love, like you would look at the child that you love, like you would look at the animal that you love. You see, so it's very simple. Like, what is there to teach? That's it. This is all the teaching. And then the actual work is of an individual who wants to go on this path. There is literally every second to return my awareness into the experience. And at first it is boring, or not maybe just in first, sometimes when I drift away and then I come back, the first probably things that are coming to my observation are very physical. Like I am itching because I have a mosquito who bit me here. That's the sensation that comes to my awareness, the field of my awareness. I have a little bit restriction in my chest, very I don't know, maybe some tiny heaviness, some kind of digestive processes. I just had dinner, so it's like a little heavy energy, a little tiny fear related to talking up on public, to being visible. That is something that I also would love to talk about. Maybe tomorrow we'll see, is the whole thing of rejection. So deep that I begin to see this is present here. And that's another interesting point of observation. So we have this idea that the more you are aware, the more you're conscious, the more you experience all these different levels, the physical, the emotional, aware of your thoughts and the connection between these things, aware of the energy flows. Oh my goodness, we think that if we are aware of energy flows, then this is the enlightenment, then this is it. No, it's just you don't think you're enlightened because you're aware of mosquito biting you and itching. You just bring attention and it pops into attention. Physical things are more important for our survival than we are aware of it more easily. And the energetic flows is something that just pops into awareness as well. After you hang in here for enough time, you will see it, you will notice it. Actually, it's not that complicated. And it's, and then there comes a moment when you're like, oh, it's just another experience, really. I don't grow wings. I don't, maybe there are some things that I begin to be aware of, how the energy travels between the people and how we are interconnected. It does help because you then realize that you can feel that we are all one in a deeper level. You kind of just experience it. But the humanity goes nowhere. Actually, all the stuff that was suppressed begins to pop into the awareness. So for me, I got much more in touch with my anger, with my hatred, with jealousy toward other people, with so much being scared not to be loved, feeling not loved, feeling weird, feeling being scared of being rejected. All these things began to pop into my attention vividly in past few years, when more awareness happened, when I already been through this, experiences that some people would call awakening or enlightenment. So then it's very interesting, because it's not like you arrive at some oh, now I'm this incredible human. No, I'm human. I'm human. And apparently everything is there. All the experiences are there. The personality structure is there. The emotions are there. The responses are there. And then what I noticed, the process is exactly that. Things come into awareness, more challenging things come into awareness, and they are asking to be held. Just held in loving witnessing. And when this happens, and with some things it's so hard for me to do, like rejection, I just began to realize what is hard, the shame around it. This is what kicks the awareness out of being present with the experience. But the moment there is enough time of witnessing lovingly without doing anything, the experience as it is, the emotion as it is, it begins to move and change its form. And what I notice at the end, every process takes to very pleasurable sensation, warm, juicy, kind of ecstatic. And then again, it helps to understand who, in the basis, humans are ecstasy. Like, that's what it is. But then, of course, my mind drifts off, I forget, my son calls me, things happen, I get into my human habits. Until the next time I remember.